Miss Marwa. Phonics instruction teaches children how to decode letters into their respective sounds, a skill that is essential for them to read. Thank you very much. Miss Dunya, it's important for children to learn letter-sound relationships because English uses letters in the alphabet to represent sounds. Thank you very much. Oh my God, you are awesome. Miss Moonlight, a bunch of thanks for you too. Thank you very much. So now, we simply teach phonics because first, it helps to develop the speech, develop the way that students can speak. It supports the recognition of sounds of letters of the alphabet. When I know the sound, I can relate it to the letter, and this helps me to increase my own awareness and information. It supports spelling. As we knew before in the warming up activity, we wrote phonics in many wrong ways, the word phonics in many wrong ways, because maybe we don't know how these letters are pronounced. So learning phonics helps to support spelling and, the most important of everything, to support the reading fluency, to help the students, especially the young children, to read. And we have to encourage our students to read because I think we rarely find or meet a student who loves reading. When we were young, we used to read, but now they almost rarely read because they have no time, no one encourages them to read, and many other reasons. We're not going to discuss them now, but there are many reasons that hinder the students from being able to speak and to read. And learning phonics helps them to read accurately because when they know how to pronounce the word, how to solve the secrets of the word and decode it into letters and sounds, it helps them to read quickly. I'll say this in Arabic, they will not be atahtaha when they are reading because they always know the words and their codes, the secret code. It improves reading comprehension because if I am, as a student, cannot pronounce the word correctly, as Mr. Abdel Nasser, I think, said this. Mr. Abdel Basit. Mr. Abdel Basit said that they mispronounce the word, so I understand it in a wrong way. So phonics, learning phonics helps them to understand the words correctly because they pronounce them correctly. And one of the most important things is that phonics helps to develop confidence. Students will be unable to speak because they are afraid they mispronounce words. Students are unable to read because they are afraid to make mistakes while reading. Students are unable to write because they are afraid of making mistakes while writing. Phonics is the secret behind succeeding in all of these because when I speak well and know the secrets of the codes of the letters and relate them to the sounds, I will write correctly, I will speak in a good way, and I will read properly, so I will have a confidence in myself. No one will mock me. Also, phonics builds on developing early speaking and listening skills. When I listen to the word correctly, I recognize the sound and I just translate these sounds into spoken words. So this develops the ability to speak and to listen as well, and helps me to acquire the language. Because when I understand the meaning of words and I can pronounce them in correct way, so I develop and I can understand and acquire the language easily. Children will speak their favorite stories before reading them. When I am able to read a word, especially if these words are in the form of short stories as the stories taught in Connect and Connect Plus. They can simply be able to speak and to tell these stories because they are their favorites. For example, if I'm teaching two girls, they love this Frozen and I don't know these modern princesses, maybe Moana, maybe Cinderella, because I have an old one, maybe Cinderella, maybe Snow White, Little Red Riding Hood. Boys can maybe can read about Superman and Spider-Man and Batman and those all men they love, so they can be encouraged to read and to speak properly. And when they can read with fluency, they will love reading. What about slow learners? We have slow learners maybe because they have poor listening or auditory discrimination. They cannot recognize the difference between sounds because of something missing or wrong with their listening ability. Poor articulation. We find that some students, are unable to pronounce words even in their first language in Arabic. They are unable to pronounce words in a correct way, and this will affect their way of speaking or articulate words in English. They are unable to blend the sounds together. You know, blending, we will later talk about blending later on, but blending is like a blender, an electric blender. You put things in and just you woo, and there is a juice. There is a new word. Okay. Sorry. And poor visual discrimination. What is the meaning of visual discrimination? Visual discrimination is the ability to recognize the difference between letters in the written form. So some students lack this ability and are unable to recognize words because maybe they have something wrong with their visuals or so this hinders them from understanding phonics, and so they are slow movers. Also, they have poor auditory memory. Some students are unable to recognize and to memorize what they listen to, what they hear. So this forms a big problem for them. And also poor working memory. They cannot remember things easily. They lack this. Okay, before moving about ways to solve problems, I think I have some comments here in the chat box. One skill to bring, it's all about teaching phonics. Okay, improve the sub skills like spelling and pronunciation. Thank you very much, Miss Moonlight. Okay, now, what do you think as teachers? What can we do in order to solve the problem of slow movers? Whether you can unmute yourself or you can write in the chat box as you like. Miss Amal, you unmuted. Is that correct? Miss Nermeen, thanks for your comment. Thank you very much. And I love your point of view about adopting. Thank you. Anyone wants to share, to suggest things? Miss Amani, increase activities. Thank you. Improve by practice, more repetition. Thank you very much. Repetition, Miss Amal, thank you. Yes. Amani Ali using songs. I love you. Our gentlemen. Ladies are going to conquer the world. Where are our gentlemen? Yes, we are.
Coming soon.
Yes, it's women time. Yes, we're feminists, all of us. Miss Shaima set as 1-to-1. I want to know more about this point. Mr. Reda, increase visual activities. Yes, activities, activities, activities. Miss Amal, games. Moonlight activities, vary activities. Thank you. Miss Sabrine, encourage fluency. Sharon, ask them to repeat. Student learning. Thank you very much. Fairy tales, Miss Nagwa, this is wonderful. Visual aids, Miss Moonlight. Yes, Mr. Wounded Line, Mr. Ahmed, how are you? They can join fast movers, so students can help each other. Amani using phonics charts, more and more activities, Mr. Muhammad. Miss Hela using different activities. Thank you. Miss Iman, stories, audio files. Okay, songs, Miss Iman, Miss Susie, games. Miss Amal using highlighter. Miss Amal, do you know that it's the first time for me to get such an idea? Good idea, thank you.
Yes, Miss.
Yes, it's
Yes,
a good
Miss
idea.
Amani. This is the first time to
Yes, I
see you.
didn't think
Or
of
to meet
using
you, Miss.
highlighter before. Thank you
I am
very much.
nice to see you.
Me
Or to meet you.
I will come. Believe me, I will come to you. Okay, using short stories, audiobooks. I like the idea of audiobooks, Simpson as well.
Yes, using the highlighter to distinguish between vowels and consonant
Great,
letters.
great, Miss Emma.
Okay,
Thank
and
you.
differentiate between them.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We have Nahid spelling
Using
cards.
some examples and vocab.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Amal.
Using some flashcards.
Thank you. I will steal the idea of highlighter from you. Tell everyone that this is Miss Amal's idea. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Ahmed.
Yes, I think using the most powerful sense for the students. If he has a visual error or discrimination, you can use the auditory and so on to substitute the mistake in the sense that doesn't respond well.
Thank you very much. So you mean we use differentiated learning so that we can support the very good skill in order to just to make a consolidance for the other one or a substitute for the bad one. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thanks,
men
Mr.
are coming, inshallah.
Thanks. Miss Nahid, audio aids. Miss Fatma, variety of activities. Mariam, short stories. Nahid, audio. Moonlight, flashcards. Wow. Miss Iman, parents help. Good idea. Yes. We can, as teachers, this is something new, by the way. No one suggested this before. Thank you for being the first.
Hello. Can I add something?
Sure, Mr.
Hello.
Ibrahim. Sure, Mr. Ibrahim, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Firstly, I would like just to recommend regarding this problem for the slow learners. First, we have to identify exactly the problem of the students, the slow learners or these students who got this difficulty. We have to make sure that where is exactly their lacking or what is the problem exactly, and we have to work on it. So we try to find out the problem and we can manage the students with their problems. So if we work on it, for sure we can solve the students' problems. Thanks so much for giving me this opportunity.
Sure, thank you for your contribution. Thank you very much.
Can I add something?
Will get back. Yes, I beg your pardon.
Can I add something, please?
Yes, this is
Iman.
Miss Iman.
Okay.
You are Iman Sulaiman, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Iman, I like your idea about parents' help and the first time to find someone suggesting this.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just I want to say, instead of working with the defects in the students, we can work in the good points, because there are many kinds of intelligence. Some students like songs, other like acting, other like colors, other like logic ideas. So if we discover these things in our students, I think we can play on the good points, not on the bad points, because this is a way. This is a way to cover the bad points by good points. I think.
I love this. Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your contribution. And many good ideas are there in the chat books. Thanks for all of you. And really, I've discovered today that Al-Azhar teachers are really prominent. All of you are wonderful. I swear. Thank you very much for being so. So now let's see what we can do. You will find that most of what is written here, you've talked about it. Early support rather than late intervention. So we are like doctors discovering diseases earlier than waiting for the catastrophe to happen. Knowing children identify barriers. As you said, most of you said, to know what the good points and work on them. Teach the underpinning skills, which are visual sequential memory and auditory, and also to be able to discriminate, auditory discrimination, flexible boosters to fit need. So we have activities to be suitable for all types of learners, and the most important of everything, make it fun, because fun, as I told you, is the secret. Even we as grown-ups love fun. And now, how do we pronounce letters? This is a video, and just I want you to listen to it. It's a bit long. Sorry, just listen.
Apple. Apple. B boy. B boy. C
We can say
car. C car. D down. D down. E elephant.
Can you read the point?
elephant.
F
It's the highest.
5.
Oh,
I'll give it a try again.
5.
Just a minute.
Girl. G girl.
This is the high, the loudest thing.
Hug.
okay.
Is it okay now?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Apple.
I'm sorry. Oh my God, no.
G girl. H hug.
H.
Hug. I in. J jump. J jump. K kiss. K kiss. L loud. L loud. M moon. M moon. N no. N no. O on. O on. P panda. P panda. Q quiet. Q quiet. R run. R run. S sun. S sun. T 10. T 10. You are up. You are up. V
Sorry.
van. Van. W watermelon. W watermelon. X 6. X 6. Y yes. Y yes. Z 0. Z 0.
I want to ask you a question, but we will answer honestly, and I will begin with myself. When I began to teach phonics, I mispronounced the letter L and the M and the N. So L, I used to say it's L, L, M, M, N, N. But this is completely wrong. So if I teach the students to pronounce the word, for example, moon, they will say that M, Mah, U, Nah. So it will be Mahuna. It's not moon. So I discovered that I did this in a wrong way, and I corrected myself. What letters or sounds do you mispronounce before? Did you mispronounce? Oh my God, am I the only one who confessed right now?
Yes,
أنا
no,
رجعت
J.
الفشل بتاعي، أنا رجعت في كلامي.
Can I share?
Yes.
J, the letter of J and
Sabrine
G.
Tahan Ba, Nagwa G and J, Amani K and G, Iman PB GK, Fatma Z اللي هو Z, all P and B. Okay. Mr. رضا, Miss Amani Ali الأس والث, قمر EI, Hela KC, Mr. Mahmoud U, Mr. Said G and J, Mariam E and I, Simsim E and I, Said Sari Y and U. Yes, is this Miss Nagwa? Miss Nagwa, who is speaking? Miss Dina and Rania. Okay. Mr. Saba, how are you? Miss Isma, E and I, Mariam U and A.
Fine.
So, most of us, I think, pronouncing the letters, adding a fatha at the end. So in phonics and in English in general, I think we never add a fatha because students will just relate this to the pronunciation, and will they mispronounce the word pronounce it in a wrong way or mispronounce it. And always remember the word Muna. It's not Muna. Okay. And what is this? Amani Ali, don't have Amani Ali, you will not answer. Mr. Ahmed, I think you will not answer. Mr. Wanted Line, you will not answer. Okay, because you knew this before. Any other one can answer except Amani and Mr. Ahmed. What is this? I haven't seen this before.
Can I answer?
Sure.
I think it's a typewriter.
Who is speaking?
Asma Ahmed.
Miss Asma says typewriter. Miss Iman in the chat book says it's a typewriter as well. What else? Fatma printer. Mr. Said telegram. Miss Hiba typewriter. Miss Mariam printer. I will just take the word printer and typewriter. Where are the letters? No letters here. Maybe fax, Miss إيمان, Mr. أحمد مصطفى phonographs. Where is اللي هي البيج بتاع البيج السماعة الكبيرة دي اللي عامل زي البتاعة دي. Where is it? It's not here, so it's not a phonograph. I will go back to Mr. Sayed. It's a telegram. Do you know how telegram works? Does anyone know? It's like a printer or a fax? No, Nahid, it's a telegram. How does it work? Amani, yes, it works just with sending signs. Yes, Mr. Ahmed, by hand. I know this, Mr. Said. I mean, yes, I mean, as Iman said, by dots. So there are certain symbols that are sent and received, and then the code is broken and decoded, and it's a word. Phonics and teaching phonics is the same. It depends on teaching through codes and then It's a secret code. And then the students take these codes and just wrap them, connect them in form of words, and then they have meanings. So this is what phonics do, the same as the codes. Decoding. Decoding is the ability to apply your knowledge of letter sound relationships, including knowledge of letter patterns, to correctly pronounce written words. Or in a simple way, decoding is the way of bringing secret codes and forming them as a one word and words flow. Blending, they need to know separate words. For example, I will give you an example about this. They will learn the sound B, the sound E, the sound D. It's not da, it's D. So it's B, D, bad. Yes, at first they will do it like this. I laugh at them. I laugh at them. And when I do it myself, they laugh at me. So we are always laughing all the time during the class. Okay, we have a t, n, 10. We have a m, it's not mah, as I used to say. It's a m, a g, it's a mug. So you will first find your students, trying hardly to pronounce these words. And they are struggling with, they are pronouncing them, slowly. But as the more they practice, the more they are able to recognize the way they blend the sounds together, and it comes spontaneously to them. What is segmenting? Segmenting is the opposite. They can hear the whole word and then break it into sounds. For example, they listen to the word bed and they say that bed is a b, e, d. 10 is a t, e, n. Mug is a m, a g. It's a mug. So they are the opposite. And both of them are very important to help students to be fluent readers and speakers as well. Phonological awareness, it's like an umbrella that covers everything related to phonics. And here is the umbrella. It includes word awareness, they are aware of words, they know words. Phonemic awareness, they are aware of sounds. Syllable awareness, they are able to divide the words into syllable and pronounce each syllable separately. Rhyme awareness, they are able to recognize words that rhyme together. Phonics, aware of all the sounds and can tell them. Alliteration, alliteration is the repetition of the first consonant sounds. So we have sun, sun, I will think of an example. Snake and snail, this is alliteration. Snake and snail, this is alliteration. So the repetition of the first consonant sounds. And please, listen to this. I know that I use many videos, but I like this. Listen to this video if you please, and don't laugh.
اللاسلكي اللي مراكب بيكلمك منه لو في مشكله دوس هنا عشان تتكلم هنا عشان تستقبل شد حيلك يا وحش
Mayday, mayday. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you over? We are sinking. We are sinking.
This is Egyptian Coast Guard.
We are sinking. We're sinking.
What are you thinking about?
So he caused a disaster. What happened here? Yes, that was just like Jolly Phonics. What happened here? in the
Okay.
chat box or unmute.
Yes, he was disappointing for the other side because he mingled between two sounds, think and think.
Yes.
And you know, he made it a plaster, as you said. He instead of understanding that he needs help, he thinks that he is thinking of something.
Yes. He just, because he doesn't recognize that there is a difference between the sa and the tha. Even, we do this mistake, we make this mistake in Arabic. We have a tha والظاء والذال, لكننا we pronounce them as se, zal, za. We never pronounce them in a correct way. But I have been, let's say, for 5 or 6 years in Arabic, I pronounce them in such a way. Even when I talk to someone in our daily talk, they look at me like this. You say Thuraya? Yes, I say Thuraya because I'm trying to practice this. I practice this in English and in Arabic as well. So he mispronounced the word, but he thought that he is pronouncing it in a correct way. So he thought that they are sinking with their minds, not sinking in the sea. So this is a catastrophe. Yes, Mr. Said and Mr. Breen, thank you. Mr. Rida for your contribution. Ms. Marwa, thank you. Okay. Oh, we want to go. Just a minute. Get back, please. All of us love this. It's
I take you to the candy shop. I let you like the lollipop. Why boy don't you stop? Keep going till you hurt that pop. I take you to the candy shop. I let you like the lollipop.
so. What do you think? Yes, Miss Nagwa, like Park and Bork. Here, all English all the time. It's yes, it's all English all the time. So what did she pronounce wrong? Here, what did she mispronounce? Do you remember? What did she mispronounce? She said that I'll take you to the candy shop. It's a pahanda. I'll take no, Miss Qamar. She said that I'll take you to the. I'm sorry, Mr. Ahmed. Wallahi, next time, inshallah, I'll try to make it louder. I'm sorry. Accept my apology. I'm so sorry. Yes, Mr. Rida, that. She said I'll take you to the. And yes, Miss Qamar, candy shop. It's not a shop basiri, ya jama'a. It's not like this. So I'll take you to the candy shop. So this is one, just it was for fun. And we're hearing this English all the time. And the best time ever is the activity time. It's time for activities. And today, we have 2 types of activities because as we knew, our teaching this year will be somewhat different. For the younger ones, we will teach face-to-face, but for the elders, we will teach in a hybrid way. Hybrid means face-to-face and online. So during our online lessons, how can we capture the attention of our students? Our students all the day are carrying this, just clicking and playing and doing many issues. So why don't we help them use this device in a correct way in order to help them to learn? So there are many online activities where we can help the students to practice phonics in a lovely way and to capture their attention during our sessions and even as a home assignment. So maybe we can give them just a written assignment. We can ask them to play. You can play this game as an assignment or as your homework, and just, for example, make a screenshot for me with your score. So now we will move to some online activities. Okay. Ms. Amani, shall I begin and proceed with the online activities or wait till we are back? Ms. Amani?
Okay, we can end, the session is about to end now, and when we are back, start the activity.
We will begin the activities, it's okay.
Okay.
So, till the session ends, do you have any questions till now, or anything to discuss together, any note? Except Mr. Ahmed's that the voice is not clear. Sorry, Mr. Ahmed.
No. I heard you pronounce the word where with the sound R in a different way that I pronounce it. If you please, can you illustrate this?
I beg your pardon. I say, let me tell how I pronounce the word. Word.
Where?
Yes, word.
Where? Where?
Word? No, it's word. Word. Word.
Not a word. Where? Where?
Where? Where?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
place or so?
Yes, you pronounced it like me now, but.
Yes. Mr. Ahmed.